All right,
There.
and we're live.
Woo!
Woohoo!
I see
Welcome,
it.
everybody. Welcome to the Grizzled Geek. Grizzled Geek podcast. I'm Mike.
I'm Kristen.
I'm Doug.
There we go. Look at that, without a hitch. Oh, and I'm echoing over here. Actually,
Yep.
speaking of echo, I should probably put my headphones on
Yeah, probably a good idea.
and plug this in.
We're all ready.
Hey, I can hear just fine. Just everybody else might get an echo.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, it's like we've been doing this for 30 or 40 episodes in a row.
Something like that. Oh.
What are we on? 35.
Episode 30 of the new
format.
Of the new format, episode 35.
Yeah.
Season 2, episode 35. Yeah, guys, how you guys doing?
Good.
Holding up?
Yeah, I don't need social contact, so I'm fine.
I don't like people. Nice.
Melissa and I are homebodies, so we're doing just fine watching movies and watching Simpsons, and we're gonna watch Ant-Man and the Wasp tomorrow, I think. She hasn't seen it yet, so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Just realized I closed everything and I closed out my script. I'm like,
that was garbage anyways. Let's
we didn't
wing
need
it.
it. Like, why would we start following that now? Like, hey, he's trying to give the illusion of.
Let's get our product placement in there.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So once again, we do have a intro for this podcast. We have, I know people have seen it. Like what 3 episodes ago we had it.
There have been stories that there was one.
There was one.
Hang on, Mike.
Sound. Yeah.
Let's try this.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna share. Oh, it won't. Oh, here we go. Did this work?
Hey,
there you go.
look at that. Is that the one without sound? Yep.
I hear sound.
All true.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I would say I hear sound, but
Nice. So the interesting story this week is, so we had the original one, didn't have sound for some reason. It didn't. So we had to redo it. Had sound, right? We're working on another one with Andy Warpix is kind of doing like a voiceover about the. Hey, what's going on, Ben? Unknown Reaper, welcome. So we have one with sound that we're going to play today. And for some reason, I was testing it out earlier. Works fine. But every time I went to share my screen in StreamYard, it would kill Chrome. Chrome would just die. Right. Mm-hmm. So I'd be like, here we go. Click. And I'm out. So working with StreamYard, figured it out. Apparently I have an update, and I realized I have an update for Chrome or an update for Windows on my computer that I have to do. So I was gonna, but I just found out about it 5 minutes before airtime. So I'm like, I don't have time for an update right now. So once again, we're going out without an intro, but we have one. You've seen it. There it is. We actually have sound for it too, but you don't have to wait for another week. I was thinking we could probably avoid these problems if we started testing out maybe more than 20 minutes before airtime. We might be able to solve some issues.
Nah.
Yeah, but I mean, that's crazy. I mean, we got such a busy week.
Good luck with that.
I'm doing so much stuff that it just,
Hey, I mowed my lawn before we started.
Did you?
Yeah, I got off work and ran and mowed the lawn and took a shower real quick.
Yeah, Matt's Absolute Geek Podcast. Welcome. Yeah, it was a nice intro.
Don't tell James that though.
One of these days we'll we'll be able to play it before during the intro where it's supposed to go. But let's jump around. I know we got some stories to go over here. Disney's our main story, but let's start off with San Diego instead. As my heart goes out to you, Matt. I know you were really hoping for Comic-Con, even though we pretty much all knew that wasn't going to happen. As of today, it's official. They canceled it. It's officially canceled as of today.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I knew California officials said it wasn't happening, but
Comic-Con
actually said something now, huh?
Yeah, the California officials said it wasn't happening last week, but the Comic-Con didn't say anything about it until just today. Just earlier this morning, they were like, "Oh, guess what? It's officially canceled." But
there's a show going on in the background.
Sorry.
I know. You got like combat going on in the.
That's all right. Fun stuff.
So we got but the big story is that the governor of California made an announcement. Yeah, 2020 is a wash. It sucks. But the announcement that Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, has made would suggest that it might not happen next year as well.
Really?
It could be in danger. Well, here's what he said. He announced that he's not going to let large gatherings of hundreds of people happen again until they get a herd immunity, and a vaccine distributed.
Yeah.
So it could be up to 18 months before a vaccine's ready.
Right.
And then however many months after that to get it distributed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they'll prioritize vulnerable population first,
right,
before going out to the general populace. So
yeah,
that's why I looked at that list. Other story we're looking at is Disney's movie release schedule for the remainder of the year, and I'm like, nope, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, it's not gonna,
you can make that list, but that's not going to happen.
Well, an addendum to that, I actually have the White House just issued their guidelines. The White House, their guidelines for reopening movie theaters in the United States. So we'll go over that. Yeah, see what that consists of. But yeah, I mean, so what do we think about that? Like, no Comic-Con for 2 years? That's a huge hit for San Diego.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but it's smart.
Yeah.
These are people traveling from not even just around the. I mean, nowadays it would have been just from around the country because we're not going to get the international travel. But
right,
people coming from all over the United States, all over the world, trying to get, literally, you are back to front. You're rubbing up against people constantly. There is no way.
Oh, for sure.
You are not catching something there.
Yeah, I mean,
and one of the biggest worries is even if the summer has a downward trend on the coronavirus, which I guess we probably shouldn't be saying on YouTube, but whatever. If this, even if there's a downward trend here in the summer, it's not the summer down south, and they'll probably see an upward trend.
Yeah.
So it'll just keep circulating, and if you keep having gatherings, that's just gonna keep coming back until there is an actual vaccine.
Yeah.
It's not a smart move to do any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard Matt in the comments here. He said you could possibly see Comic-Con International move the convention to another location for a year. If that's the case, which would be odd. I mean, that's kind of it doesn't really help the community down there, but I mean, it would help. I don't even say it would help comics, because the comic industry is kind of screwed right now, no matter what.
Well, yeah, they were on the downward spiral anyways.
Yeah, it's true. Because right now, currently, what San Diego Comic-Con, the convention center is being used to house an emergency center for the homeless to help prevent the spread.
Yeah.
So it was. I mean, there was no way. Once I realized that they have the homeless there, I'm like, I knew it wasn't going to happen this year.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, right, they're not going to kick the homeless out for, we got a bunch of nerds coming. You got to back out on the street. But yeah. Hey, Tony, welcome. Tony's in the chat.
Oh, nice.
Did they do it with WonderCon? Matt said they did it with WonderCon in the past. They moved it. So, see, your dog's excited about it.
Sorry.
He's got an opinion. It's like,
You can segregate them.
Young dogs. But yeah, I mean, that's. What do you think? Where would they move it to? Where do they have a shot at moving it to? I mean, if California state shut down, what's nearby?
Here's the thing: is any place you would take it is probably going to have similar things. Anywhere you could take it that would have the same exposure will probably have the same restrictions.
Yeah.
You're pretty much you'd have to go to Texas. They're the only place dumb enough to let crowds that big.
Yeah. I think if they do end up doing it, they definitely have to cap off the amount of people that come. They wouldn't be able to keep as many people as they come.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Matt said Vegas. Take it to Vegas.
Hmm.
Well, it's
I'm sure they're eager to open up. That's true. But they don't. There's not really any place in Vegas nearly as big as the convention center, the San Diego Convention Center. Bally's has one of the biggest, but that's not even close. Yeah. You'd literally have to stretch it down the whole strip. Everybody's convention place, you have to walk.
Believe it or not,
yeah.
I mean, now that they switched, Gamma over to the Game Manufacturers Association trade show over to Reno. Reno actually has a bigger convention center than Vegas does. However,
I don't
it's Reno. It's Reno though. So yeah. It's like I had a free ticket to Gamma this year before everything got shut down. They're like, me and Doug both did, and we're like, "Want to go to Gamma?" And we're like, "No." If it was in Vegas, yeah, absolutely, I'd be there.
Sure, yeah.
It's in Reno. Oh, I can read about game stuff on the internet. That's how bad Reno is. We're not going to go there to check out all the new game stuff. So, I was asking if we think Arizona would try and do it, but again, our convention center is not.
Oh, it's not nearly big enough.
It's not nearly big enough to handle that.
Yeah.
We don't have the hotel infrastructure downtown to accommodate.
No way it could handle it.
I can't. That maybe like Chicago would try to do it, but again, I don't know. I feel like everyone's going to be very hesitant about anything.
Well, that's like Chicago and New York would be the other two likely locales, or maybe even Florida, but
they're also a restriction.
Yeah, Chicago and New York aren't going to open up any more than California is.
The problem is any place big enough to do it is big enough that it's actually
a bad idea.
A bad idea to do it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
They could regionalize it, break it up into smaller ones, right?
They kind of already have. That's
true.
There's a New York Comic Con and there's a Chicago Comic Con, and so.
Yeah. I mean,
not that they're all affiliated with each other or anything.
Some of them are.
I
forget which ones are affiliated and which ones aren't.
I don't know.
It's kind of hard. Yeah.
Fan Fusion, why they didn't try to get affiliated with them as opposed to just going to Fan Fusion,
Right. Well, San Diego copyright written the name Comic-Con.
Right. But they could have easily affiliated with San Diego Comic-Con unless the fees were too big,
Matt says Vegas was one of the top choices a few years ago when they were negotiating with San Diego Convention Center to get renovations made. That's true. But back then they were talking about investing a lot of money to build the infrastructure. There's a lot of convention space in Vegas. It's just not all together.
Yeah.
Right. Like the Vegas Convention Center, the Bally's Convention Center is almost as big as the Vegas Convention Center. And it's not nearly big enough for like Comic-Con. It's about the size of what Comic-Con used to be before they opened that second wing in San Diego back in the 90s when they had that, when me and Doug were going a lot. You remember that was that size of that, Doug?
Which one?
I was saying the Vegas Convention Center is about the size of the old San Diego Convention Center before they added the extra wing.
Oh, yeah. So what would that be, like 60%, 65% the size of? Yeah,
right. Because Bally's is almost as big as it. Like I said, there's a ton of convention space in Vegas, just not all together.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Like
there is apparently one place bigger than Bally's that isn't the convention center, but I don't know what it is. The people who are because the ITC, who runs the Warhammer tournament circuit, the independent tournament circuit for Warhammer,
right,
is going to be moving in 2 years to a new space that's bigger, but they didn't say what that was. They were keeping it kind of hush hush until they run out their contract with Bally's, I guess. So
Con and STCC. Sorry.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what that other location is, but still, there's just not the space in Vegas unless you split it up and have essentially 2 different conventions, maybe 3. Like here's where everybody who's cosplaying is going to be. Here's the movie industry stuff. Here's the comic book stuff. And that's just not feasible, I don't think.
Yeah. Yep. So more than likely, well, I mean, I don't know. They could, if they get this vaccine, in record time.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of resources.
Yeah. They're throwing a lot of money at it. So
last I heard, there was 115 different potential vaccines being tested. So
yeah.
Now the problem is not how many or, how it's the length of time it takes to verify that it actually works.
Right.
Yeah, you have to have multiple levels of trials that actually confirm that the person didn't just get better on their own.
Right.
That the vaccine actually did something.
Yeah. Or like things like side effects, like pregnant women won't know if anything happened to their children until they've had children. So you have to take that risk with that and, with that.
Yeah. I don't know. So yeah, I'm not going out till they feel. I mean, the three hardest hit with this is basically the Black community, elderly, and fat people. So I mean, that's like, man. I mean,
fat people. I didn't know it was that.
Yeah, well, diabetes,
diabetics.
I guess not all diabetics are fat, but that's one of those. Some of my people, so I include them all. But yeah, I mean, that's so I'm like, until I hear something like that, I'm like, oh, I'm not going out.
Yeah. It's
I don't care.
It's smart if you are in contact with anybody who's a vulnerable populace, in the vulnerable populace, and most of us know somebody like that.
Mm-hmm.
Is you don't want to risk exposing those people to it.
Yep.
So
that's right. And I mean, it's the first time I'm ever, against exposing myself, but I'm definitely not want to. Do that normally. It's not a big deal. I'm like, sweet, jump at the chance, but not now. But let's see what the president has to say about it, about the movie theaters and reopening America. Because just last night they had he came out and was saying like, oh, he's got a plan for opening America up again. And I mean, this is going to be going on a state by state basis. Obviously, it's going to be up to governors to decide. But he's got,
which it already was.
Exactly. I mean, he can say all he wants. Because the states will determine who opens up what.
Right.
But there's 3 phases to reviving the economy. And the first phase will revolve around reopening movie theaters and gyms, but schools and bars will remain closed. Social distancing will have to remain in place, though it would be lifted through these phases. So what's the use of having social distancing if we're going to have theaters?
Right.
I mean, gyms, you can keep distance.
It's not mandatory in the very least. Like, those aren't huge economy boosting, like, there are select people who actually go out and do that, and who's going to actually go out and do that when there's the risk of getting sick, Yeah, there are way better, restrictions you can lift on, getting construction sites up and running again, doing, the entertainment field is not the number one, thing we need to do. Yeah.
Ben says he misses movies. See, there you go. And Armando misses the gym. So apparently they're all on board with the president right there. That was an endorsement if ever I heard one.
Well, here's the thing is I could see doing you set an appointment to go to the gym.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
You set an appointment. They only take 20 people at a time.
Right. For a time.
I mean, realistically, how many people, there's not more than 30 or 40 in a gym at once anyways. So if you just restrict it, like, okay, we're only letting 15, 20 of you in at a time.
Right.
We've got staff cleaning everything. We are making sure you clean everything when you finish it. Hey, you can do that.
But all these gym bros, man, they're gonna be like, it's hard to pick up chicks when there's like only like 10 of them there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. But movie theaters are right up there.
Okay, unrelated. Did you see Fauci's statement about Tinder?
No.
He's like, yeah, you can go ahead and pick up somebody from Tinder, but you're taking a risk.
You're taking a risk.
Come on, you already are.
Yeah, I've
never heard.
Yeah, more than usual.
Yeah,
a bigger risk than normal on Tinder. That's pretty bad. Yeah. We're talking like if Tinder was around in the 70s, that's the kind of risk you're taking. But yeah, I mean, Donald Trump wants you to go to the movies, Doug. Of course, will there be movies out even if theaters are back open again? And if Disney has their way, there definitely will be. So, how's that for a transition?
That was amazing.
Back on track.
Transition right down, man. I got that shit down. All right. So first off, let's talk about Disney. Bob Iger's back. Hello, Mr. Tried to retire 4 times since 2013 and still hasn't been able to do it yet. So he stepped down earlier this year. Finally,
he stepped down as CEO to become just chairman of the board.
Right. Absolutely.
And be careful here. He's stepping back into the picture in a limited capacity.
Here's the thing.
He's not taking over the whole.
He's there to advise. I mean, is there like nobody there he hasn't been training anybody that can take over for him? Because like whenever there's an emergency or anything that's bad, it's like, oh, we're about to acquire the property. We need you to come back, Bob. Right. Oh man, we're about to do this merger. We need you to come back, Bob. We need. Oh my God, we're able to shut everything down. We're losing money, Bob. We need you to fix this for.
Yeah.
Like, does he have like the Midas touch? Is he like he's the only one there? He's got a magic wand. He busts out that little Disney wand, Tinkerbell wand.
It depends on what you're getting. I watch a lot of Disney podcasts and stuff. So I'm pretty versed in this.
I know. I'm leaning on you as our Disney expert, Doug. What is this?
The guy who took over, Bob Chapek, nobody who is a Parks fan likes that guy because he was in charge of Disney World for a long time, and he was all about squeezing every dollar he could. And really, the guest experience went downhill under him. And there was a bunch of stupid ideas for making money, like putting up little portable tents on in Tomorrowland to watch the parade or something like that. You could rent those for like $300 an hour or some crap like that. So there was all kinds of ridiculous stuff he did. A lot of people think that he's a placeholder, that Chapek's a placeholder until the guy that they got to run Disney World now gets more experience under his belt, and that guy's name escapes me right now. But he's pretty beloved. He was at Disneyland. Everybody loved him there. He's moved around a bit to get more experience in different areas. So I think the hope is that he'll take over in a short amount of time. Let's see who's in charge of Disney World now. And I guess
they're biding their time till he's ready. Is that what they're doing?
Yeah. This is old.
So
all right. So I can't find the guy's name.
Until then, Iger's the man right now.
Well, Iger's role right now, what he stepped into is working on what will the parks look like after everything's done. So I believe his role is strictly on the park side. He's not dealing with movies, the studio, NBC, ABC, any of that stuff.
Right.
Or NBC, ESPN, ABC. That's still all Chapek. Bob Iger is looking at what are the parks going to look like when we can open them back up. That seems to be where he's focusing his efforts.
Yeah,
but because the parks are where Disney makes their money.
That's true, but he's still the one doing all these announcements, though, too. So when he come out, like Bob Iger's the guy in front of the, not that there's press conferences or anything, but when his name's on everything that comes out, much like this planned movie release. So whenever this opens, so Disney's got this set starting July 24th, which is very optimistic because they're looking at like, well, I mean, as of right now, they're talking about late June to reopen theaters, right? So this is padding in another few weeks after that.
Well,
Sure.
But I don't think that's happening. A lot of people are saying that's not going to happen.
It might happen in the Midwest. It might happen here. It's not happening on either coast.
What are they going to show in those theaters? Because they're not going to release these movies without the, if only
There's
like a
no reason to
percentage.
Yeah, if you can't open these in California and New York and Texas and Florida, why you wouldn't?
Yeah, you wouldn't open them. Yeah.
I believe at this point, I don't think anybody at Disney or anywhere else is looking at how much are these going to make for comparison's sake. We've already made these. We're in the hole. 100 million, 150 million, 200 million, whatever it is for each of these. We've got to make something.
Yeah.
Right. But
although looking at this list, I'm all like, only 5 of them need to go to the theaters. The rest of these you could release on Disney Plus and hope you get lots of, or do it first on one of, the sites like AMC, the video on demand sites for a while. Put them on the video demand sites for a month, and then put them on Disney Plus.
Speaking of video on demand, just interject something into the story here just a little bit. They just released, not Disney, but Trolls World Tour just made an impressive 50 million on video on demand its opening weekend.
Yeah.
So I mean that's respectable. I mean,
yeah.
It's a respectable, especially when you look into, at this point, if you're a studio, we just don't want to lose money on this stuff.
Right.
So now, Trolls Worldwide, I don't know what the budget was, but I'm betting 150 million. Right.
But 50 million opening weekend for VOD, that's pretty good. I mean, I can't imagine it would be doing, I don't know how much it would do. Like if it hits theaters, is that a $100 million opening weekend? I doubt it.
Only 90 to 100 million to make. So they're halfway there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I that's the thing is all of these movies, let's see, the movies that aren't Mulan, probably Kingsman, Black Widow, Soul. I assume The Last Duel is the Avatar movie.
Well, Ben's asking about the movies. Let's go down the list here just because right now Disney has its release date starting July 24th, one movie a week for the rest of the year. That's an impressive. They're just throw it out there. That's a movie a week.
It's 2 movies a month. There's a week, but there's a week in between.
There's a week in between.
Yeah. Sure. So 2 movies a month. Yeah. Movie every other week until the end of the day. It's
starting in October. It's every week. So for August, September, there's only 2 a month. But then they got down.
Yeah. Then there's 3 and then 3. Yeah. 3 in October, 3 in November, 3 in December.
Right. So this movie's all the time, like every week, pretty much a new Disney release.
Right.
Starting obviously with, what is it?
Mulan.
Yep.
So we got Mulan. Well, actually, no. 24th. It's Black Widow, I think, isn't it?
No, that's in November.
November. You're right. Okay, so Mulan, Empty Man, which is the Fox movie, The One and Only Ivan, The Beatles Get Back, The Kingsman, which is a Fox movie, Death on the Nile, which is a Fox movie, The French Dispatch, which is Searchlight. Everybody's talking about Jamie, which is a Fox movie, Black Widow, then Deep Water, and then Soul, which is a Pixar movie, Free Guy, which is a Fox movie, West Side Story, which is a Fox movie, The Last Duel, it's a Fox movie.
No, let's see here.
So
that's what's missing on that list?
What's that?
The Avatar movie.
Yeah, that's got pushed off.
Oh,
because they're still being worked on, but they're all being worked on together, and they had to shut down everything. So all the Avatar movies are kind of are rolled back in another year, basically, for the release schedule. So there's no Avatar movie this year. So it'll be next Christmas for Avatar, the start of the next Avatar or whatever.
All right.
So
The Last Duel could be interesting. It's got it's a pretty interesting cast.
I'm interested in a lot of these, but I think I agree with you, Doug. I think a lot of these could be released on, VOD.
Yeah, there's not many of these have the kind of budget you need a theatrical release for.
Ben, you're asking him. Ben asked, "Did Window get pushed off because of Rona?" I'm like, "Where have you been, man? I know you're way up in Michigan somewhere, out of the loop, but yeah, there's a little thing going on." When you go to the store and there's nobody there, it's because
if there's no toilet paper there, that's because of it was supposed to come out in May, and it got moved to November.
Yeah. I don't know if you've been to the movie theater lately, but there's nobody there. That's why they're not playing it yet. But it got pushed off to November, and Eternals got pushed off till next year. So this is just this schedule for this year. I mean, I'm sure this will get pushed back to whenever movie theaters open. I'm predicting more of the fall. I don't think it's summer. But we'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, okay. I didn't remember what Soul was. I was like, I don't remember that.
It's a Pixar movie.
Yeah, but I didn't remember the idea of it. And I was like, oh, okay, now I remember.
Is it about jazz or?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's
jazz
about
in the afterlife.
Somebody goes to the afterlife.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot of afterlife stuff recently.
Yeah.
They went past old age. Now they're in the afterlife.
Now they're in afterlife. Yeah. So moving on.
They have to extend the Pixar theater. They have to extend the Pixar theory.
Yeah, it's true. That is true. But besides the movies Disney's releasing, did you see that they're releasing several? They're making select films available for $5, $4.99 each week, and there's a whole bunch of them, and there are like some top tier movies in this list, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to digitally buy Disney movies or Fox movies, they're making a bunch of them available, and every week there's like another batch of them that's only for that week available for $5, right?
Nice.
So it's only available with Disney Plus? Like only you can buy these if you have Disney Plus, or is this like anyone can come and buy these movies?
No, yeah, it's through their digital.
It's their digital download.
Yeah.
Digital download. You own these movies. But yeah,
I mean, although you make a good point, is why would you do that when you could just have Disney Plus, where most of them probably already are?
Right.
But you own them at this point.
Yeah.
This is on Disney Plus where like you have to pay an extra subscription fee to have access to them, or maybe you do pay the fee and be able to have it for a while, whereas everyone else can only watch it within a given time frame.
Well, it's a little bit different because you can watch a Disney Plus. Like, say I like the movie Splash, but I want to see Daryl Hannah's ass. I have to actually buy that movie in order to do it now because it's been digitally covered up on Disney Plus. Do you guys see that?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's awful. You can tell it's like a quick little. Basically, this digitally extended her hair to cover her butt when there's only one scene where she's like running to the beach, running into the ocean. But yeah.
Any chance the Star Wars movies that are going on sale are the original cut?
I don't know if they're original cut or not. I know they're all of them. Like that week, starting May the 4th, all Star Wars movies are on sale for $4.99. So if you're a chance to own Star Wars, it's right, right there. So
I already own Star Wars through my never-ending Disney Plus subscription.
Nice. Yeah, that's true.
I will never not be a Disney Plus subscriber, so I've already got them.
But yeah, that's right, Ben. You want to buy some movies? Disney every week. Disney's putting out new ones, or putting out a group of them starting this week. So this week there's a set of movies out that are on sale for the $4.99 price tag. All right. So on the last little Disney side note here, this took me by surprise, but Netflix is currently worth more than Disney is, as its stock soars to $426 a share.
Yeah.
Almost $427 a share. Given it a current market capitalization of 187.3 billion, as opposed to Disney's 186.3 billion. But everybody says this is, like I said, this is the circumstances we're in.
Yeah.
Everybody's signing up for that. This is only temporary, and market experts are predicting this will only last till like the week 1 of reopening Disney.
Yeah, we already lost our big opportunity. Stock's already back up to $106.
Oh yeah,
for Disney.
Yeah. Once the reports of Disney Plus numbers came out, it was down to $80 some odd a share for that one.
Man, I wish I'd had the cash then to go. Give me some stock.
Yeah, that would have been nice. But yeah, as of right now, we're living in a world where Netflix. You remember back in the 90s, we were like, man, what is this Netflix, man? This thing is a dumb model, man. We're gonna like send away for DVDs.
Yeah.
That's not gonna last. DVDs are gonna go the way of the dodo. We saw this with our VHS tapes. What a goofy company idea. And then we heard they're gonna do their own stuff. Like, we need the streaming stuff. We're like, okay, that might kick off eventually, but now they're gonna not get these main movies because they want to make their own movies. What a dumb idea. They're gonna lose money. I only get it so I can watch movies that already came out in theaters. And then, wow, you look at it now, you're like, wow, as of right now, they're worth more than Disney. All right, so someone pivoted better than Blockbuster did. Definitely. But what do you think about any of this Disney news? Doug, you're the Disney guy. What do you think?
I think it's an unrealistic schedule that's not going to happen.
Fair enough.
And I don't think that has anything to do with Disney. That's just the nature of what's going on. Their theaters are not going to be open in July, in my opinion. They might be a few places, but not nationwide.
I don't know why they'd bother in a few places if there's no movies.
I'm honestly shocked that they aren't offering like how they're selling the movies like in groups, but they're not offering the same or similar to watch these movies. I know that people were talking about a system where like you pay $20 to have access to a new movie and you can go in with friends to like watch it or share it. Obviously you can't do that too well here, but like $20 to be able to see a new movie here in the comfort of your home, have like 30-day access to it, they would be able to make at least some money off of it.
Yeah. Well, that's just it. They're I think this Trolls world premiere is going to open a lot of eyes. It was kind of like a test run, right? These early movies. The fact that movie can premiere with 50 million makes sense. A lot of these movies that are under 100 million to make makes VOD make sense for them. Yeah. But a movie like Soul and Black Widow, they're not going to do that with those movies because those movies cost 200+ million to make.
Sure.
Right? And they're just not going to make the money back on it.
Yeah.
They'd rather just wait and release it whenever. But Matt says, imagine the crash Netflix is going to take when people can leave the house. That is true. Especially now, as big as their catalog is, and this goes on too much longer, everyone's going to see everything.
Yeah.
Like, already I'm to the point where I'm like scrolling through Netflix going, okay, all right, whatever. I'm watching crap that I've never even would blink at before.
Right.
Now I'm like, this looks vaguely interesting. Let's check this out. And as far as Netflix originals go, there are definitely the diamonds in the rough are really great. The ones that are great are really great.
Yeah.
But the vast majority of their original content is garbage.
Yeah.
Like man. It's like they'll throw money at anybody. Like, here you go. Like, they'll let anybody make a movie for Netflix knowing that, it's like the shotgun effect.
Yeah.
They're not going to hit very often, but when they do, we get like stuff like Stranger Things or whatever.
Yeah.
So, all right. Man, we missed my chance to buy Disney stock. It's upsetting. But whenever it does open up, they're going to have a ton of movies coming out. You think this schedule is going to be just pushed off to whenever they do open, and then that'll be the release schedule? Or you think it's going to be adjusted?
Nah, I think you're going to see movies drop off and go, Matt, put it on video on demand.
Mm.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, man says Netflix is smart. They'd have the likes of, Stranger Things or Umbrella Academy, the next season ready to go. They should release it now. They were saying that it's not going to delay, like Umbrella Academy specifically. They're not going to delay. It's going to be released as usual.
I don't think Stranger Things was ready.
Yeah, Stranger Things wasn't ready. They had to stop production.
They had to stop film, production.
But Umbrella Academy was, and they said they weren't going to delay it. So,
well, I guess what he's saying is, why didn't you move it up then? Move up its release.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe they want to. It's something you really want to watch. We'll save it towards the end when people start going out a little bit more. So there's a reason to watch Netflix. I don't know. Oh, Ben says Lucifer was delayed. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of TV that they're, we were saying in an earlier show that if someone was under last season, there were some shows that were cut early in production, right? And so they were going to get delayed. So we're going to have cliffhanger endings. So, because they're just going to have the last 3 episodes or so of the seasons next season, whenever they come back. But ones that were, this was going to be the last season and they had to end production early. That's just it. It's never going to get resolved. It's just going to be like, oh, we ended 3 episodes early. Yeah. And you're not going to get those episodes. So it's going to suck for a lot of things.
Yeah.
But, all right, let's, let's move on to Doug. You want to talk about Dune?
Sure. Yeah,
is your thing.
All right. This was we got some updates on Denis Villeneuve's Dune, which the movie will be in 2 parts. That's cool. It needs it.
Yeah.
And we got our first look at the cast recently. I think it was from a GQ article.
Yeah.
I don't know if there was additional stuff beyond that, but the GQ had a bunch of pictures.
Yeah. That was pretty much our first look at it. It was going to be a trailer by now, but because of the push off the.
Well, and here's fan standouts, I guess, from the images they have were Change Chen as Dr. Yui, Zendaya as Chani. She looks perfect for the role.
Yeah.
The way she's described in the book, she is spot on for it. Oscar Isaac as Duke Leto. I like it because I didn't realize until rereading or listening to it on audiobook recently that the Atreides are, and it makes sense going back to thinking through all of the prequels that came out, they're Greek in descent. So they have more of a Mediterranean look to them. So I think Oscar Isaac's perfect for that. Jason Momoa is Duncan Idaho. I'm excited about this.
I'm going to ask you about that. What do you think about Duncan Momoa as Duncan?
I like it. Because the pictures they showed of him, they made an effort to make him look younger.
Yeah.
Because he's supposed to be the young, brash swordsman.
Right.
But it also makes me excited because you don't cast somebody like Momoa. For Duncan Idaho has a really limited role.
Yeah.
In the first book, if you're not planning on doing at least the first 3 books.
Right.
Because
the first book he's hardly in it.
Yeah. And in book 2, he comes in at the very end and he's a big deal in book 3. So that gives me hope that they're going to do all 3 of the movies or all 3 of the first books. And then Josh Brolin is Gurney Halleck. I'm fine. My big question is
too pretty.
I mean,
Gurney's ugly, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's just not anybody appropriate in Hollywood.
Oh, I think Josh Brolin's perfect for it.
I think he'll be fine.
I mean, like
he's got the solid build for Gurney because
don't get me wrong. I like Patrick Stewart as Gurney back in the 80s.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. So, but
I think Brolin is fine. Although you don't get a good enough look at him. He's too far away to see if they gave him the scar. I couldn't tell from the picture.
Yeah.
I hope they did. What was the other thing is the picture that's got the big group picture. I'm really hoping, and I don't care one way or the other. I'm hoping that the big guy who's off to Leto's right, the left of the image to us, I think he's 1 or 2 guys over from Leto, is supposed to be not Dewey, Thufir. Because he's too small to be the Baron, and it wouldn't make sense for the Baron to be in that picture. So the only person he could logically be is Thufir. And if he is, I'm fine with that.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm excited. The images look cool. There was I saw an article where Frank Herbert's son, whose name escapes me at the moment, said he thinks his father would have loved what Villeneuve's doing. He thinks he would have been proud of him.
I think his name's Herbert.
Well, I know his name. I forget his first name, and he's been writing books, the prequel books,
right,
based on his father's notes. So he's deeply involved in it.
My only concern was, well, it was a concern, but the question was when I heard Momoa was cast as Duncan Idaho, I didn't picture him as that. I was like, really? Is that how I pictured Duncan at all?
Yeah, if you see the picture of him, clean shaven in the flowing shirt, you're like, okay, yeah.
Because I picture Momoa with a beard, all gruff. But yeah, you're right. The picture, he does a good job.
I've never seen him without facial hair in anything, and then him in there, I was like, okay, he looks a ton younger. I could see him as,
Yeah, and my other concern was Zendaya, but that was before Spider-Man: Far From Home came out, which pretty much sold me on her as an actress.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. Yeah, it wasn't her looks or anything. It was. Yeah,
she looks perfect for Shining.
Yeah. So, well, there you have it. If you're excited, Doug, then
Yeah, it's shaping up to look like. Well, it looks the best.
It's supposed to follow the novels, unlike the 80s movies.
Well, yeah. Although, we'll see how it goes. I mean, the novels are very cerebral, so you've got to kind of spice it up to a bit for a modern audience. But we'll see how it goes. But I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. It looks good. It looks awesome. A couple things before we get into our nerd nuggets that I didn't add to the script yet, but what's possibly good news for comic book stores is that Diamond Distribution is planning to resume shipping comic books mid to late May, which would be good. So even if there's still comic books are shut down,
sitting on a bunch that they
because
they hadn't delivered, or
I'm sure they have, because they take these orders way out in advance. I'm sure they have a bunch, at least through the summer, I'm guessing. But this will really help out comic book stores, because right now they're hurting because they don't have, they can't even they do curbside and stuff like that, but they don't have any product because Diamond hasn't been shipping for, forever. So that's why the game stores are all shut down, because all the distributors haven't, there's no product.
Right.
So, but with Diamond, mid-May, mid to late May. So
interesting.
That should help out. There should be, a little bit of relief so people can get some comics. Just want to touch on
GW missed their date for reopening their factory, so we got a while longer before we're going to get anything from GW.
Save up some money for your
my pointy elves.
Your Lumineth.
I'm going to continue calling them pointy elves.
Pointy elves, yeah. High elves. I still call them high elves. That's how old school I am. Yeah. Elves. Also, Moon Knight is set to start shooting this November. So we'll see if that happens.
I don't know what a movie set looks like, so I'm not sure how possible it is to social distance. I'm sure it's pretty hard for the people in a scene, to social distance, but I mean, if anybody's got the clout and the money to get their hands on testing to stay up on that, I'm sure a studio could get their hands on tests and keep the staff tested to make sure that nobody's interacting with it with the virus.
I don't know. See why not? I mean, if anybody deserves to have tests, it's our Hollywood elite. They should be out there. They should get our tests, just so we can have entertainment.
Yeah, they should get the Fat Man test.
That's right. We'll just assume the Fat Man they're gonna get it to go out. So they don't need testing. All right, let's jump in to our nerd nugget time.
You even made
Nerd nuggets.
You don't make the lower thirds for any of us, but I'm make it for this.
Yeah, I know. I gotta get these set up here. Nerd nuggets. We have a few good ones in here this week. See here, Doug, you want to kick us off with the first one?
Sure, this is pretty exciting. Sam Raimi is officially directing Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. And Bruce Campbell has announced his desire for a cameo. So it will happen.
Literally, day one, he made the announcement. And like an hour after he made the announcement, Bruce Campbell's on social media clamoring for a cameo. Which
it's Sam Raimi. He's going to give him a cameo.
Yeah, he's going to give him a cameo.
I don't think he's had a single movie he's made that Bruce Campbell was not in a cameo of some sort. I don't know that for sure, but it would be hard to find a Sam Raimi movie Bruce Campbell was in. Oh,
taking a step back real quick, Matt saying in the chat saying DC started distribution at the end of the month via 2 different distributors. So,
all right, cool.
So that also might have prompted Diamond to kind of. The manufacturers are going to other distributors. We need to get in there and start shipping comics. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited about the Sam Raimi bit. I mean, back in the Marvel fold, he's the reason we have, comic movies like we are. I mean, obviously X-Men was the movie that kicked everything off, but or Blade actually was kicked everything off. But without the success of those Spider-Man movies, we wouldn't have the superhero movies wouldn't have the budget that they have nowadays, right? They made it viable to have that kind of budget for superhero movies and to show what they can do with that kind of a budget and that kind of storytelling, letting a creator tell that story. It's just why we have the current Marvel we have is because of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. So yeah, I'm excited. I love Sam Raimi.
Darkman. I think
Darkman was amazing. If you haven't seen that 90s action schlock, that is
it's pretty awesome.
Ultimate Sam Raimi. If you take the darkness of Army of Darkness, your Evil Dead, and you mix it with superheroes, you get Darkman, which is amazing. All right. Let's see here. Next up, we have Universal is rebooting the Green Hornet and Kato.
Bad move.
Yeah. Can we?
It's gonna flop again.
You think so?
Well, let's see here. Has it ever worked outside of like the 60s era?
It has not worked since Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee. Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's been rebooted twice since then. I mean, the last one was like with Seth Rogen, for God's sake.
Yeah. It was essentially, they rebooted as a comedy.
Yeah. Because it's a pulp. I mean, if you're doing a pulp hero in modern times, that's a hard sell, one. Right? And then if you do it, how do you do that without where people take it serious?
Yeah.
Because it's not meant to be. Clearly, comedy didn't work. Right?
Right, yeah.
You either go one or two directions, and obviously that direction didn't work. And now...
And the other direction just becomes Batman.
It just becomes Batman, right? You're like, Yeah, you're playing some bets on a dogfight in the background in the chat. So, yeah, the one she's holding is a puppy, so that's kind of pretty much... Or the younger one. That's the younger one, right?
Yep. Nora. Okay. She's done.
She's like, all right, I'm done. Off the camera. But yeah, I mean, have either one of you guys seen like any of the Green Hornet stuff?
No.
Not any of the new stuff. I've seen the old one.
Yeah,
like the old. Yeah. With Bruce Lee?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I think it's a dumb idea. Stuff like this, I like it because I like the little pulp stuff. Like,
right.
But that stuff like that, the Phantom,
Yeah, we like the Phantom and the Shadow too, but they weren't gonna.
It doesn't translate well.
On it.
Yeah. Come on, Billy Zane is a Phantom.
Yeah.
And Alec Baldwin is the Shadow.
I loved both of those.
I did too.
Nice and campy, but it's not gonna make. It's not going to do it in the modern time.
Because that's how you do pulp heroes. Is you have to do campy.
Mm-hmm.
Like again, I think Sam Raimi would be great at doing these pulp heroes, but I don't know if modern audience would accept it.
Right.
Yeah, Ben saw the reboot. I unfortunately saw the reboot too with the comedy. Oh my goodness. All right, let's see here. Kirsten, what do you got the next one here?
Disney Plus announces a new documentary on the Mandalorian series.
Yeah.
So this is,
and it's a series.
Yeah.
It's not a single documentary. It is a series. Yeah.
That's cool. I'm excited for that. I can't wait, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think this was just a matter of they had so many cameras on set when stuff was going on that they just had all this footage? You're like, wow, we can just put together a documentary with this. It's such a big hit.
Yeah, I think so. I think they may have. I mean, I think they document a lot of stuff now.
Yeah, just in case.
But I think the Disney Plus documentaries have been a big hit, and they need content for this time period, especially since everything's been delayed in filming. They need stuff to hold them over. Everybody loved the Imagineers story. Everybody loved the One Day at Disney. So they're like, well, next, everybody loves the Mandalorian, so let's do a documentary on that too.
Yeah. Well, and everything that went into it, like, I mean, I'm not sure. I haven't seen any of the other documentaries, but having liked Mandalorian and knowing that they went and did like practical effects, like I'd be curious to see how they put everything together and the thought that was put into it.
Right. Yeah. I think behind the look behind the curtain of that would be. I'm interested in it.
Yeah. And a lot of
it's Mandalorian, so.
To extend this into a whole series, a lot of this is going to be interviews and interactions outside of now that everything's done. They're going to show some backstage footage probably and then talk about it. Like him and Filoni and other people will, like, hey, let's talk about what we were doing here, why we were doing it.
And probably it'll probably end with a sneak peek of season 2.
Possibly, yeah.
And like Matt said in the comments, milk this bad boy for all it's worth. Absolutely. Baby Yoda, Tony. Yeah, that's right. See, it's the one thing that works with Star Wars, especially with how Clone Wars last season's ending up here. I mean, this is the one thing Star Wars has going for
today,
it.
So I'm not sure.
Again, not to bag on Clone Wars, it's good. It's just not last season of the series, a beloved series, good. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is not how you wanted to end the series. Although it was good to see Katie Sackhoff of Bo-Katan again, but
that's cool.
I'd like to see her reprise that role in live action. She would be awesome because she looks like her.
I still want her to be the Smith.
Oh,
I really am hoping that's who that turns out to be. Because she's not credited, as far as I can find.
Yeah,
they're not that Mandalorian is not credited anywhere.
Right.
So I'm like,
yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I could be wrong on that, but I watched the end of scene credits to try and figure out who that was, and
no, it's Emily Swallows plays that Mandalorian.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's the Smith or whatever, but
I never could see her in the end credits. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, I think I had to look her up.
Oh, maybe. All right.
But yeah. All right. So, yeah, I mean, but Katie Sackhoff looks like her character Bo-Katan, and now that the one guy's got the Darksaber, we're like, she had to lose it somewhere, maybe in a flashback or something like that. We could see her. I just like to see her in live action playing that role. But anyway, that's just me. All right, moving on. We all knew Henry Cavill was a nerd, right? Superman was a nerd. The fact that he missed the call that he got the Superman role because he was in a WoW raid, World of Warcraft raid with his guild. So, yeah, almost missed the role of Superman because I was playing WoW. But he just recently took to social media to show off his painting skills. He's revealed he's a Warhammer 40K player.
Nice.
Although he's a filthy, Custodes player.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with the Custodes. They're awesome.
Loyalist.
Yep.
But yeah, so he's a nerd like us. He plays our miniature games, our little toy soldier games. So that I was excited about that.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's had quite a number of posts about them. And like full on, like he's got a big following. So like, hey, this is this hobby, and he's like laying it out and going, "Here's the company who makes this stuff. This is what it's all about."
Dude,
you know,
GW's got to be like super stoked about this because he's like a full-on advertising for Games Workshop.
Yep.
They'd be like, "Oh my god, we got a big star to advertise for us, so we didn't have to pay him anything." You know? Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was excited about that. All right, Kirsten, you want to hit us with the next one, or Doug? What do you go? Who's up?
Well, you took mine, but I'll go next.
Oh, sorry.
All right.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. final season will premiere May 27th and will cross over with Agent Carter, which they're bringing back Agent Carter, or are they going back in time?
Right now they're time traveling. So.
Oh, okay.
So,
all right.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. That makes sense then.
She's gonna bring the lady.
I'm all, what are they doing?
She's gonna, back from the dead.
Back from the dead.
Yeah.
Cap gave her a blood transfusion.
Yeah.
Give her.
She had the super soldier formula.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited about this, and this is one of the series that yes, it is ending, but they got it finished though. They were able to finish the series.
So that's cool.
They got to go out with a bang. This series, I've liked this series off and on. It's been good. It's had ups and downs. Started off kind of slow, but it got really good. So it's like one of those people kind of dropped off with the series like early on. Yeah, more Agent Carter. I'm excited about Agent Carter, this crossover. So yeah, because that was a great show. Agent Carter was a great show. Only 2 seasons, but anyway. If you guys, Doug, I know you watched Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for how long?
I want to say the first 4 seasons, maybe.
Okay.
When did they go to space?
That was season.
Was that 4 or 5?
5. I think it was season 5.
Whenever they went to space, that's where I stopped. Not necessarily because I didn't care anymore. I just didn't. I had no desire to seek out the way to see it because it was on regular TV, and I did not. We cut the cord and pretty much didn't have anything, but Netflix for a while. What
happened with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is it suffered from a lack of communication and that distance that was spread between TV and the movies. It started off directly connected to the movies, right? And it had crossover with characters from the movies and stuff like that in early seasons. And it was set up as a Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. versus Hydra series. And then in its second season, Captain America Winter Soldier happened, and it killed off S.H.I.E.L.D., Hydra. I mean, pretty much shut down that whole thing, and there was no communication there with the TV side of it, right? So they couldn't really – so they had to adapt. And so there was a transition season in season 3 where it was kind of like, well, now what do we do? Now there's no S.H.I.E.L.D., there's no Hydra, and we have a TV series about this.
In my opinion, the Inhuman stuff was some of the best. I love those seasons.
It got way better. It had to adapt, and it had to get better, right? But it had that transition year that kind of like slowed it down kind of thing. So, and I think that's where they lost a lot of people. But it got really good. So I'm excited about this last season of it. All right. We got one more left or
2? We're on Boom Studios.
Yes. So Boom Studios signs a first look with Netflix to produce work from their titles, which include Lumberjanes, Something's Killing the Children, Once and Future, and Mouse Guard.
Mouse Guard. I've heard of Mouse Guard out of that.
I was just saying, I haven't heard of any of those.
Yeah, anything but Mouse Guard. Yep.
Yeah. By the way, it's Boom Studios. It's got the explanation.
Sorry. Boom Studios.
There we go. Boom. Yeah. So they got a first look deal with Netflix, which doesn't necessarily mean Netflix is going to make their stuff. It's just that if their stuff gets made, Netflix has first crack at it. Which didn't, and Netflix is buying up a lot of the the smaller comic book series. So we'll see if it's as good as Umbrella Academy or something like that. Then I'll watch their stuff.
Yeah.
And all right, to finish things off, the close it out here, and we've gone a little bit over here, but that's all right. John Krasinski, lit the internet up this week by revealing that he took a meeting with Marvel, virtual meeting, of course, this week. Now he's the fan favorite to play Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four. So the internet's gone crazy with Fantastic Four rumors, right? Like, oh, he's fantastic, Mr. Fantastic. There's been, him kind of tied with maybe you could play this character. But if they're having this meeting with him, it's for Mr. Fantastic. I mean, Marvel's very aware of what fans want, and they're very good at getting what fans want to them, or what the fans will like. So I'm pretty sure if they're meeting with him, it's for Mr. Fantastic. I think right now, it's not a matter of he wants to play Mr. Fantastic or Reed Richards. I think it's just a matter of how much he's willing to commit to playing Reed Richards, because if they want to sign him, they're going to want him for a string of movies. If they're going to have Reed Richards in the Marvel Universe, they're going to have him for more than just a Fantastic Four movie or a trilogy of Fantastic Four movies. They're going to want him for, like 10 movie deal or something like that. So it's all a matter of if he can commit to that. And you think he's playing Cyclops. That was also the other rumor with Cyclops. But I highly doubt that. Or at least I hope it's not Cyclops. I hope it's Reed Richards. And if he's Reed Richards, they got to get his wife Emily Blunt for Sue Storm. So
that would be actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
Although what's funny is when I saw this on the list of stories, my first thought was, "Ooh, what's he going to direct?"
Oh, that's true. That's true.
So
that might be a way to get him to sign up for that if he gets to direct the first Fantastic Four movie or whatever.
Yeah, maybe.
With that, I don't know.
Yeah, so because he proved his chops with A Quiet Place, so
it's true. That was very good. Mm-hmm. All right. I don't know. We have anything else to add to any of these stories, guys? Anything else to
wash your hands, stay away from people.
Stop going out. Stop running to Circle K for a candy bar every. Say, man, I
can't say that because I do that. I go to QT for. Oh, I'm going out delivering, so I wear a mask when I'm going out. You know, but I'll stop and get gas, get a soda and then head out to deliver. So
yeah, see, I put on my superhero mask. And then I go out late though. I go out like when there's nobody there. I ran out of soda the other day. I gotta go to Circle K.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I wait till like later on when there's nobody there. But try and keep it down to stay in the house as much as possible. All right, guys. Well, there you have it. Be sure to check out the Absolute Geek Podcast here. Join us today in the chat. Be sure to check out their show coming up here in less than a half hour over at their spot. If you want to, they're actually on our front page on our YouTube page. They'll have a link to the Absolute Geek Podcast channel. So be sure to go check them out. They have an awesome podcast right after ours. Thank you to all you guys listening to us on Stitcher and iTunes. There's been a lot more of you recently. We really appreciate that. Obviously, when I'm going to chalk that up to our popularity and not the fact that you guys are stuck at home and got nothing better to do than listen to podcasts. But we really appreciate it nonetheless. Welcome. And if you want to see our lovely faces, you can check us out over on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/The Grizzled Geek. That's right. You made the big time. You got you on the front page.
Yeah.
Front page. So thank you guys. Really appreciate it. And if you want to support us and the channel and the things we do here, we actually have links down below already. Have them in there.
Hey, they're in there. Sweet. Yeah.
Tell them what they are, Doug.
Yeah, we got a Teespring store where you can get some of our shirts, and I think Mike made some other merch, maybe magnets, cups, something like that. I'm
in the process of updating a lot of that, and there's going to be a couple new designs. There's 4 new designs that are coming up that should be available, depending on how fast I can get them set up.
Cool.
In the next week or so.
Cool.
Nice. So we got that. We have our Amazon affiliate link. If you're going to do some shopping through Amazon, click that link. Support us.
Night, Ben.
While you're doing your regular shopping. I know a lot of this shipping is delayed on things that aren't, priority, but still,
Yeah.
Or you can check us out on Patreon.
Yep. Really appreciate it, guys. So we'll see you guys next week, same time.
Same channel.
That's right. Thanks, Tony, Ben, everybody in the chat. Really appreciate all you guys, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.